Hello, hello, my peeps. How is everyone out there? Hey, Beth. Hi, Gia. Now let me find me so I can follow along with the chat on my tablet. All right, there you are, Laura. Hi, Laura. Hi, Susie. Hi, Bev. How's everyone doing today, this afternoon? Hey, Pickle. My little pickle. I'm kind of out of breath because I'm frazzled. I was running around looking for something and I didn't find it, and I don't know where I put it, and I was gonna use it, but oh well. I do that so often. Can y'all hear me good? Because I'm using my earbuds instead of. Can y'all hear me? Gee, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Can y'all hear me? Is the sound okay, guys? Okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, good. Yes, I am so sorry. So sorry for last night. When I woke up this morning, I had not even remembered that I had posted that my eyes were blurry. So when I got up this morning and picked up my phone and saw all the messages and the missed calls, I immediately freaked out. I thought something had happened. And when I read the text, I'm like, oh my God. And it was the weirdest thing I have ever sound. I have ever sound. I have ever experienced. It was just wow. All of a sudden my vision just it started, my eyes were like twitching, and then all of a sudden it just, I don't know, it just got lighter and lighter and lighter until all I could see was just like a glare, it was very weird. Hey Charlotte, hey Heather, Beth, hey Robin. Is everybody doing okay? Hey Tess, how are you? I can I tell y'all, I don't think I was this nervous the first time I streamed. Y'all don't know how nervous I am to do this. It is the original that I'm working on, but was able to scan it into the computer. Um, so I do have the original scanned into the computer just in case this one goes horribly wrong. Heather, I'm so glad you made it. Just kind of wait until everybody gets in. Yes, you sure can, Pickle. I will I have it scanned into my computer so I can just send you a copy. If I send you a copy of it through Hangout, would you be able to print it from there? Or how do you, or can you print it? I'll send it to you however you want it. Sure. I don't have a problem with that. Not at all. Okay, I guess we can go ahead and get started. First I want to explain all of the thank you very much. It took me a long time to draw it, but I did baby steps. This was actually referenced from a picture of a photograph that my mother had of my grandmother's house, that the house that my mother grew up in. And as you could tell, about this is they had already torn the porch out, so the it's not exactly to scale. It was the best I could do at the time, but just these two posts are holding up the porch, and it's just stacked up wood. But hi, Gary, I missed you. Bedtime in 5 minutes, huh? My for my dad, my dad had a stroke the day after my root canal went wrong. Well, to his bedtime is 10 o'clock. No matter what he's doing or what's going on, he's going to bed for 10 o'clock. He's set in his ways, and he's just nothing can change that for him. Okay. First off, I want to explain the materials I'm gonna be using. Hey Beth, thank you. Yes. I have two containers of water, uh, like this. I got these containers at the Family um, Dollar for $1 a piece, and I use one for my clean water and one to rinse off my brush, the paint off of my brush. Hi Patricia, how you doing? I'm glad you can make it. That's okay. That's okay. I know it's not a good time. It's the these two, I have two trays like this that I picked up at Marshall's in the kitchen department for a few dollars. I use as my palettes. I like them because they have a good size to them. They're porcelain, so you could see your paints on them. Um, and they do the job that I need them to do, and they weren't very expensive. So, hi Kim, how you doing? Heather, hi. Yeah, you finally made it. I have an assortment of paint brushes right here, from very small to wash brushes. Um, if you could see these, I could go through them by name if you'd like, but I mean, just any paintbrush would do. Um, eh, I'm gonna say, like, all of the videos that I've ever heard, and it holds true for me. Also, from starting from very new to watercolor to now, um, the quality of the paper means more than the quality of the paints or the paintbrushes. Because if you don't have good paper, you're not. It would be just like trying to watercolor on cartridge paper or just regular copy paper. Your paper has to be good enough to be able to take the water. And there are some um, decently priced wood pulp paper out there that you can get, that you can use to watercolor. I will be using my core watercolor paints. This is a palette that I have created myself using tubes. This is the swatch for it, and I just bought, it was easier for me to do this and less expensive. I bought the paints when they were on sale at Blit is it not Blick Art, it's Blitzy. And the empty paint pans, and I put a strip of magnetic a magnetic strip on the bottom, and they stay nice and tight in their pans. And I like the core paints because they I like for the water to run, and the water does run. And I'm not educated enough to be able to tell you what's in it and all that kind of stuff, because I just didn't get that far with it yet. Let's see, what else will I? Oh, I have this right here, and you guys probably know it and have seen the black one. And I use this as a resist anywhere that I want the paint not to stay. I put this on it, and the wax helps repel the water. And I have some, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it, but I do have some water soluble graphite and some Dr. PH Martin bleed proof white for highlights if I need it. I do have a pipette. I have one like this, and I have another one that seems to have disappeared, but if I have one, then I should be okay. So let's get this water flowing, shall we? Let me see what brush I will use. Use the number 8 Raphael to start. And I'm going to start in the sky. Should I zoom you guys in a little bit more, or is this good? This should be good for now, right? Okay. Nobody's saying anything, so I guess it's okay. Okay. So right now for the sky, I'm mixing together cobalt, turquoise. There's that word again. And you can see it on the... And cerulean blue. Get some paper towel. I'm not going to rinse my brush off. All I'm going to do is just wipe off the excess paint and then wet my brush and go into the cerulean blue and mix that together to make my sky. And then I'm also going to mix a little bit of, let's see, a little bit of what is this color? Cad yellow medium. Put a little bit yellow in the sky, but not that yellow. Let's see. Redden that up a little bit. Yeah, just give it that little tint of right when the sun's going down kind of sky. And I don't want it to be too strong, so everybody's doing okay. I'm sorry I scared everybody so much last night. That was not my intentions, trust me. Okay, now I'm going to rinse off my brush. Trying to decide what books to take with you out of town. Yeah, it is, Beth. Where are you going? Hey, Tess. Now I'm just going to wet my background right here. And with watercolor, you have to kind of, you can't dilly-dally. I'm not sure if that's a word you guys use, but, and this is on a Winsor & Newton block, so the paper is not going to buckle, should not buckle. And I'm just going, I'm just trying to get the sky right now, so I'm just going around and getting where the sky is. Hey, May. Watercoloring is a process. Uh, it's slow and fast at the same time. And I don't understand why this looks like this ink wants to bleed and it's supposed to be waterproof ink. So, what do you figure about that? And it definitely sat enough because it's been sitting since before my wrist surgery. So, okay, go back right here. And I might worry about that part later and just get this right here. Can y'all still see? Try to move you over enough so I make sure I don't forget about all the little parts that are poking. Okay, now we're going to start throwing some water in there for now. And it doesn't look like it's not. And this is going to be my first wash, so I'll make this a little bit darker. It's just something so soothing about watching water color just move about the paper wherever it wants to go, just free. Um, I want to stick some of this in here. If you guys heard that, I'm not sure what that was. Okay. Mix up some more blue. Have any of you ever tried dipped your toes into watercoloring? And if so, did you like it or did you hate it? And like I said, I am absolutely positively not a pro about this. I just started, well, it hasn't even been a year yet since I started watercoloring. So if this is not the correct technique, please forgive me. But this is the way that I kind of go about getting around. And I want to make some clouds in the background before the paint dries too quickly. And I'm just using a paper towel and blotting the water, the paint, to make the clouds. Hi, Rebel. How you doing? I'm trying to pay attention. I just looked up to chat, but I hadn't been watching. So if you said something to me, I'm sorry if I'm missing it. What's that, May? Oh, yeah, no, no, May. I can honestly say I never stuck my toes in watercolor either, but I have been in mud a few times. Well, more than a few times. Practically grew up in the mud. The cool thing about watercolors is that so if you can, I mean, you can lift if there are some watercolors that you can't lift up all of the way, but if you for the majority of the time, if you make a mistake, you can usually lift the watercolor up, sort of just like erase using an eraser to erase pencil or color pencil. Thank you, Rebel. I wish I would be able to hear you guys talk. That would make things so much easier. I mean, I do listen to you talk when you're streaming, but it would be nice to be able to hear you when I'm streaming too. And I'm being quiet, but I'm concentrating over here. And I'm going to be adding leaves in the trees. So everything that's going over onto the branches is not a real big deal. If you see some. Thank you, Kenny. It's so relaxing. Any art is so relaxing, but is that TV in the background too loud? Should I go make him turn that down? Can you hear that very good? Because I have my earbuds on and I could still hear it. He's deaf as a doorknob. I mean, he he's 52 or 53, and he does have ear uh what you call it, hearing aids, but he doesn't wear them because he's too proud. He knows he needs them, but he's too proud to put them on his damn ears. And there's a hair on my puppy dog hair on my painting, but it's gone. All right, do y'all guys see any more? Any more sky sticking out anywhere? Oh, look right here. Okay, now I want to add a little bit of neutral tint, which will be gray under the yellow in the clouds, just a little bit, a very light light. Let's add a little hint of that. Okay. All right, now let me go ahead and dry this. And if there is a way to, oh yeah, there is a way to mute you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and dry this with my heat gun, my good old Wagner. And I'm going to put you on mute so you don't have to hear the noise. Be back in just 1 second. Okay, you guys, that should be dry enough to be able to move on. Bye, May. I saw you were leaving. Have a good night. I hope you sleep well. I know I'm reaching over to see the chat. I'm sorry. Beth, you sure can. If you want to, you sure can. I can thank you, May. You sure can if you want to. Thank you, Kenny. Pickle said she wanted to color it also. She sure can. Yes, Kenny, I did hand draw it. I used a photo reference that my mom gave me of my grandmother's house, the house that my mom was raised in. Hey, Nick and Tina, how are y'all? I hope Nick Tina's doing better. Sure, Beth. I can um send it to you on Hangouts or however you'd like for me to send it to you. Actually, I can. So what I'm going to do is wipe. I'm trying to talk with my paintbrush in my mouth. I'm going to wipe off the tray, the colors that I was using to mix some more paint. And we are going to go ahead and start putting in our first wash of the brown on the tree. On the trees, I should say. I'm going to work on the big tree first, and then we'll go to the smaller trees after. For the big tree, I'm going to be using raw umber. My mom said she remembers trying to climb this tree when she was a little girl. And they actually have pictures of like the whole family in their black and white their black and white pictures. Okay, let's see. Just go in with a light wash right now. I'm gonna really thin out this paint because I want it to be, they have different tones of brown in here, so I don't want it to be too dark on this first wash. So go ahead and thin out the paint and then rinse my brush. Becky's here. Hey, Becky. Becky, we getting into the tree, girl. We climbing a tree right now. We're trying to go catch the squirrels. Make them squirrels come on down so we can have us a sauce piquant. That's one thing I would not eat growing up was squirrel. My dad did hunt squirrel, and my mom did cook squirrel sauce piquant, along with rabbit sauce piquant, and all the different piquants with all the different wildlife. But I could not eat. I could not eat a squirrel, and the only way I can eat a rabbit is if I didn't think about it. If I kind of had to psych myself up not to. Trying to harshen up. I have some harsh edges on this gray behind the tree right here that I'm gonna swap down to a smaller brush. This is a size 6. I'm gonna go, let's see, to this 3 right here, and this might be too small, but for the rest of everything, but it'd be good to. There, okay. All right. You gotta work quick because you don't want your, and I picked up the wrong brush, but that's okay. You could use this one too. Except it's not big enough. Hey, Mia. Good to see you. Thank you. We just climbing up the tree. How many tomboys do we have in the house? I know I was a major tomboy growing up. Every single tree in our neighborhood I climbed. Rode my bike with the boys, played football with the boys, ran through rocks with no shoes on my feet. Like it was nothing, no big deal. Of course, grow the whole time growing up, we were not stuck inside in front of the TV watching video games either. We were outside playing. And we weren't allowed to go through the neighborhood. I mean, we had friends and stuff, but we couldn't just go and like we wanted to. We had rules that we had to abide by, and when we could go, when my mom said that we could go play with our friends, we had to be home by a certain time. And as we got older, they got less strict with it. We had to be home before the street lights came on. The street lights were. Bye, Heather. I'm glad you had a chance to stop by. I hope you have a good night, sweetheart. Um, we had the street lights by my house were they came on automatically when it got dark. I don't know if it was like that all around the world, but that's how ours were. And my mom and well, my dad didn't really care because he drank a lot when we were younger, so he was hardly ever home. But my mom's rule was to be home before the street light came on. If we got in trouble if we wasn't home before that street light came on, we had to make sure we were home before dark. But at that time, growing up, yes, Tess, you sure can. For anybody, I'm sorry. Hey, Kimmy, how are you? I'm backtracking right now. As y'all can see my fat arm probably through the. Let's see. Hi, Kimmy. Because I didn't see Mia come in. And there's Becky. Let's see. Becky, oh my goodness, you ain't get your nails done. Good for you. You deserve it. And Mia, Kimmy, Tess, you sure can color my picture. Just and if y'all want, yeah, I'm on Hangouts. Y'all can find me on Hangouts at Pat. It's my email address is pat at billy's tavern.com. Pat, just an idea. You can put this image in a draw folder and add the link to the folder on this video in the description so anyone who would like to color it can. Okay, Becky, I could do that. You may have to talk me through how to do it, but yes, that would be the easiest thing to do. You're right. I didn't know. See, you just taught me something because I didn't even know you can do that. You see, that's why you can't dilly dally too long because, boy, if my grandmother was alive, she would be so happy. Bless her soul. Back in the day, though, when we used to play in the neighborhood and when I was growing up, you didn't even have to worry about locking your doors to your houses. I mean, there was never the threat of someone breaking in and killing you or whatever like there is today. Everyone slept with their doors unlocked. Uh, it was just a common thing. Nobody considered anything otherwise. That's a good idea, Kim. Let me see how it comes out first. Let me see how it comes out first. And then I can make that decision after that. But that would be. fantastic if it comes out, all right. If I mean if it and even if it doesn't, she would still appreciate it. I know she would. Just to see those colors flow. You never get tired of it. I think she would too, Mia. Regardless of how it would come, regardless of how it comes out, I think she would. I brought my mom to see my son's little girl, my grandbaby, this Sunday, and have pictures of her with the baby and my dad, um, and him with the baby, and that was the happiest I've seen them in so long. It was just amazing. It was emotional. She's so beautiful, that baby. I was always told that there's nothing better than a grandchild's love. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love my son, but it's so different. I mean, I can't even explain it. Maybe it's because I could spoil her and then send her home. No, that's not it. I don't know what it is, but maybe seeing her being born, I was never able to experience that with my children. So just the opportunity to be able to do that, and I was able to cut the cord and just allowing me to be involved was just unexplainable. I probably don't need to be taking as much care as I am um, painting in these trees because they're mostly going to be covered with leaves, but just in case. Jackson made the best chicken stew for supper. I don't know if it was just because it had been that long since I ate it, but oh my God, it was delicious. He had sweet peas in it. It was just delicious. The chicken fricassee. Becky, is Ricky off to work? He does work nights, right? Or no? Did I get that wrong? Kenny, if I would even try to get in that kitchen and cook, he would kick my butt. And it's not because I don't know how to cook, girl. I was in the kitchen with my mom's stepping on her feet for as old as I can remember, watching her cook. And when I was old enough to hold a spoon in my hand, stirring in the pot, I remember the very first potato salad that I made. Everybody ate it like it was the best potato salad in the whole wide world. And the potatoes were so undercooked, you could throw them in the driveway and use them as gravels. They- but everybody ate it like it was the best potato salad. I remember that like it was yesterday. And it's weird how you remember certain things about your childhood, but stuff that happened last week is a challenge to remember. Yeah, I could cook, but he just loves it. He loves it. He loves to cook. He loves to come up with new dishes, and I'm not gonna stop him. Hell no. I'll get up in the kitchen and wash as many dirty dishes as he need me to if I don't need to cook. But that's the thing. He also washes as he cleans. He washes as he cooks. So he got that down too. Can everybody see good enough? I hope so. As soon as I finish with these branches, I'm going to catch up with chat. While I'm drawing this, I'm going to flip back and read through chat because I can't look right now. If I stop and the edges dry, then I'll be screwed. Okay. I think I got, oh no, look, y'all were letting me forget these over here. And like I said, this is not so far from perfect, but at least it's better than I could have done 6 months ago. That's how I look at it. Alrighty, let me go ahead and draw this. Y'all talks amongst yourselves. I'm a backflip chat so I can see what's going on while I go ahead and draw this with my trusty Wagner dryer. I forgot to take it off mute and I was talking to my goddamn self. Oh, excuse my French. I'm so sorry. Um, I'm so sorry. Um, I was saying, yes, Morticia, you have to be quick with it. You can't let the edges dry hard, because if you do, then you won't get a smooth wash. The trees look kind of gray on screen, and in real life they look brown. So I don't know what's going on there. That's kind of weird. Do, do they look gray to you guys? Yeah, I wonder why. Because it's totally brown on this side. Well, let me try something. I mean, it may just be that my, let me see something. It may just be my camera that's off. Try to fix that because that's bothering me. It still looks. Was it the contrast that was off? I think so. Because now they looking more brownish, but that big, yeah, the big tree is kind of lighter. Let's see. Let's try to go with that and see what's going to happen. Okay. Because I will be putting some more paint on that tree. We'll be covering it again. Um, as a matter of fact, I should do that now before I start. Let me just put all the washes in first, and then y'all hang tight for just a second. Gonna go refill my water. I'll be right back. As a matter of fact, I can talk to y'all while I'm doing that. Hey, can you lower that a little bit? Just a little bit. Okay. All right, let's get some green here. Turn this tray around. Excuse me. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, let's do something with this ground cover here. Mix up a little sap green. Mix up a little sap green. Make some grasses. Another thing that we used to do when I was growing up is hunt for four-leaf clovers. How many of you used to hunt for four-leaf clovers? I keep using the wrong. Did you, Morticia? That was a big pastime for us. Like I said, we had to find stuff to keep ourselves occupied. I mean, we didn't have a choice. That screen door was closed, and you didn't come pull on it unless you were bleeding or had a limb broken. My mom gave us her old pots and some old utensils, a butter knife, and we pulled some long weeds out of the ditch. We used to sit under the trailer and we used to pretend that we were cutting up our seasonings with our butter knife that we used to use. That used to be our knife. We used to call it our knife, a butter knife. We were cutting up our seasoning to make us some stew or some gumbo or whatever we were cooking that day. And we didn't have siding on our trailer at the time. So we used to sit under the trailer in the shade to get out of the sun because it was so doggone hot. We used to sit under there and use our butter knife to cut up our seasoning. And we used to go pull grass, put grass in the pot, anything we could find in the pot. We used to crumple up crawfish mounds, and we had a simple childhood. But it was fun. I mean, we never went without. You tried to do that with today's kids, they ask you if you're going crazy. Thank you, Deb. How you doing, sweetheart? You been feeling okay, Deb? Everybody remember Deb? Yes, indeed, Kenny. That was the good old days, girl. We wanted water. We better go to the hose and drink water out the hose pipe because that wasn't no excuse to go in the house, especially when the stories are on. You better not come knock on that door. Like I said, unless you were bleeding. Okay. I don't even have the photo, and I sure don't remember what this was. Evidently, it was significant enough to put it in the picture, but I'll be damned if I remember what it was. I have no clue. What y'all think that could be right there at the bottom, right there? I have no clue what that is. Now, when we got to the age where we were old enough to ride a bicycle, had our bicycles, we had the street we lived on didn't have a it was just a dead street. There was no way out. So there wasn't much traffic on the street. Um there was only one way in and one way out. So we were allowed to ride when we were allowed to ride our bicycles, we can only go up to a certain house and we had to turn around and make sure we came right back from that house. And on the other side, we can only go up to a certain house on the other side, and we had to turn around and come back. And that was our route. We had to go from side to side. Yeah, Marticia. Yep. That was the money you had to use to pay for to get your food or whatever else you might want to buy. And we used to argue over who was gonna be the one um that was gonna run the store that day, whether it was gonna be my brother, my sister, or myself. And my brother usually won because he was the youngest one of the group. All right, the trees are dry. All right, so tree tops are dry. So I'm gonna get some more. I'm gonna get let's see what color. I'm gonna use. I'm gonna throw in a little bit of. I don't want to make it too dark, so I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use some hands of yellow light. Let's see. I'm gonna add in with this green right here, and because oak tree leaves. Let's see. Let's see. Some more hands of yellow light. Just make sure I'm getting the right one. Just playing in the paint's fun with me. For me, I'll sit here all day and just swirl around the paint. Now, when it came time to, when we were old enough to, I don't want that brown to get up in this green right here. I'm gonna just put this paper towel right there, like that. When it was when we got old enough to realize what boys were, and boys to old enough to realize what girls were, I wasn't allowed to play with the boys anymore. No more football, no more base softball, no more nothing. I couldn't just figure out why in the world. Because at that age, it wasn't like today. You didn't have 12-year-olds getting pregnant, and or maybe you did, but it was sure hidden well more than it is today. Not saying that it doesn't happen, and I can understand how it does, but back then that was taboo. You didn't Girls and boys just didn't play together like that. All right, so isn't it Morticia? Yes, indeed. I'm just looking back at the chat, y'all, before I start putting in these leaves. That you see I'm procrastinating on because Is that cat y'all talking about? We had a solid white cat when I was growing up. We named him Minnie Pearl. We didn't realize it was a him when we got him, hence the name Minnie Pearl, until we brought him to the vet and found out he was a boy. But his name stayed Minnie Pearl. Okay. Yep, Charlotte. We didn't know he was. We didn't know. Let's see. I got a piece of paper right here. Let me see if that's the color green I want. Is that the color green I want, or do I want that greener? That looks good. He didn't care. He still came when we called him. So, and he was never late for supper. It's too much water. The key about leaves is you have to make sure that you don't try to put them too close together, or it's just gonna look like one big blob. Which, another childhood memory of mine is when I was in middle school. I used to count down the time that it was time to leave to go home, which I'm sure everybody did. But the middle school was not far from my house, the house where I live. So I used to walk to school. Of course, back then you can allow your child to walk to school because you didn't have to worry about predators picking them up off the side of the road. But we used to get off at 3:30, and I used to run home so I could watch the last part of Bewitched and the Brady Bunch. It was the Brady Bunch first, and then Bewitched came on after. And I used to run home so I can watch it because we had to watch TV before my dad got home. Because once dad was home, that was his TV. We wasn't getting. That was it. My mom never worked out of the house in her life. I could put no leaves on the top of the roof and stuff on the house yet until I do the uh the roof. My dad had control of the remote control. As soon as he got home, he was a welder. As soon as he got home, he went to take a shower. Got out the shower and that remote control was his until it was time for bed. And we had a bedtime, and if we were not in bed at that time, honey child, it wasn't nothing nice. And I wasn't sneaking under no blankets. Why I'm not using my pipette and making my water all dirty trying to catch. And I'm probably boring y'all to death. I'm so sorry. I'm just going on. I'm just rambling on. We just have 17 people in here. I hope that don't mean that everybody's tired of me already. I do appreciate the ones that are here though, and the thumbs up. And I know people's busy and have stuff to do, and with all the streams they have. Oh, Kenny, thank you. Thank you so much. Um, things are so different. I mean, things are so different. I mean, children don't have the same. I call them luxuries because, and I don't think at that time back when I was when I couldn't wait to be 18 and move out my mom and dad's house, I don't think it was a luxury back then. But I consider it a luxury now because had I not been taught the way I was taught and had rules the way we had rules, I don't think I would be where I am today. And I tell my mom that all the time. I used to tell my dad too, but he don't really understand anymore. But I tell my mom that all the time. I think I may even put some yellow leaves in these trees. I don't want to put it on the house until I do the roof. And this is still kind of wet to me. Needs to go cauliflower, I bet. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna have to mute you one more time so I could dry this again. That's one thing about watercolor, and you can't go on until you dry because if you don't, everything is just gonna kind of mull together. So hang tight one more time for a quick little shoot of this heat gun, and I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, I am back. And hi, Sue. I just went back on the chat and saw you had come in. I'm sorry about that. I It's hard to keep up with the chat coloring, much less watercoloring, because you can't take your eyes off of it for too long because you can't let you don't want your edges to dry and get cut off. Okay, let's see. What time is it? 6:25. Oh, it's early. It looks like I put some. I checked to see if it was. Okay, let's see what we're gonna. Thanks, Mia. Thank you very much, sweetheart. Oh, speaking of snakes, I wanted to tell y'all that I read that on the chat, and there was a lady in that lives in Pierreport. Thank you, Sue. Appreciate it. There's a lady that lives in Pierreport, which is not very far from here. You probably have never heard of it, but it's a little town not far from here. A lady opened her toilet, and there was a snake in her toilet. She had to get her father-in-law to come to get it out, and they had to end up calling Roto Rooter to get the snake out of the toilet because it would every time it would come up for them to try to catch it, it would go right back. It would go straight back down. Hey, Victoria. Let's see if I could get this on, or at least mute it down a little bit. Kind of got some clouds on my house here. How are you, Victoria? I know, Kenny. Can you can you believe that? No, this one wasn't no pet. 'Cause they lived in Pierreport, which is way much closer to the water than I do. So they have that type of wildlife like in their backyard, snakes and alligators and stuff like that. I mean, we have alligators. I'm sure we have snakes too, but I haven't seen any. Um, and I hope I never. I hope I never do. Okay, let's see. I'm not liking the way that the side of this, unless if I put another, let me see. Let me try. See if I could find my other. Add some more water to this brown here. Because I done already told y'all I was diagnosed with OCDs. That's gonna bother me until I try to fix it. So let's see what we could do. And I don't want a heavy wash because I don't want it to look darker than the other side of the tree. I don't know if we have some OCDers in here, but it's not fun. Okay, let's see. Hi, Jacqueline. Hey, Rochelle. Rattlesnakes are real common in Florida. Oh my God. Rattlesnakes. Y'all have crocodiles too, like crocodilians or crocodiles. in Florida. Y'all have the Cayman, or the Cayman alligators, is it called? Okay, I have another question for you guys. Do y'all watch, man, I don't even know what the doggone name of the show is, and it's taped right here. Well, it's taped, and the guy lives from Pierre Park that does the he hunts alligators. He says shoot them. I forgot the doggone name of the show. I was wondering if any of y'all caught that, um wherever you live. They hunt alligators and catch them and sell them off to for the hide and the meat. Swamp People, that's it, Kenny. That's right, that's it. With Troy Landry. I actually was a Landry before. Was a Landry, and then a Boudreaux, and now I'm a Thibodeau. So you can't get any more Cajun than that. For those of you that have heard the Boudreaux Thibodeau jokes, um, oh, Kenny, Lord, girl, are you crazy? It would probably take me till I was, I can't even tell you how long to make my own coloring book. Jeez, Louise. Took many nights. Of course, I wasn't doing it full time either. I was just doing it, sitting, doing the drawing, of the pen drawing of it, sitting down in front of the TV, watching TV at night. Me, Jackson, and I. So I didn't do it full time, but I wouldn't even know where to start with that. And I just messed up this wash. Gone it. Well, it's still wet, so I got, yeah, it'll work. See, that's the beauty of working with this type of paper. This is a 100% cotton paper, and Windsor and Newton, but it lets you, gives you time to lift, and also it doesn't dry as quick to where you can fix errors if you have errors. Also, when I was in middle school, when I was a little girl, our school caught on fire. It was an old building. We had a huge gymnasium. It was an old school, and it caught on fire. And I remember sitting on the steps at my mom's house where I used to live, watching the school burn down, watching the firefighters try to put fire out. And I was in middle school. I didn't know better. I was happy that I wasn't going to be having school because the school was burning down. How crazy is that? Of course, I didn't know, but it sure did. Thank you, Martisha. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad y'all enjoying it. Okay, now to tackle the house, I'm going to start with them. Right now, I'm just cleaning up my palette so I can mix up some more paint. And I have a squirt bottle that I use just to make it easier. Oh, a paper towel right here. I'll clean that up real good. And oh no, that's okay, Becky. I just wanted to. I'm gonna get with you later on it. Oh, I forgot I had a Coke right here. Yeah, tastes good. Um, all right. What clean? Oh yeah, the watercolor. Yeah, it does. It does. Okay, let's do the roof. The roof. Oh, first of all, going back to my for those of you that weren't here when we first started off the stream, I'm sure you've seen this before. It's a Sharpie China marker. And you guys probably have seen them in black before. Um, this is a white one, and what I use it for is as a resist. And I want to use it on here because the very top of the house, the peak, I'm going to call it the peak right here, was not rusty. And a cut like you could still see the galvanized because this was a galvanized roof right here. This was a layer, and then this was another layer, and this was another layer. If you couldn't tell, and then some of the pieces of galvanized were still showing through up here. So I'm going to use this as a resist, and the watercolor is not going to stick to it because it's like a waxy coating. And some of it comes down, but it doesn't go past that first thing. So I think that'll be good right there. And there is some right here by the chimney. Now the chimney, I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do yet because the chimney was brick, but it was brick, but it wasn't oh excuse me, brick like you or I see. It was like the olden time brick that it looked like brick house bricks, but they were different sizes and they were different they were kind of mill pieced together. So I didn't draw anything in there, and I'm gonna have to try to figure out some kind of technique to, but we're gonna do that later. I right now I'm going to yes, handmade bricks. So uh, just catching up on the chat, ladies. Okay, let's see. Let's make some rust. We are going to start with dairy yellow, believe it or not. Put this in there where you guys can see. And that is, it looks rusty, but it's too bright. Let's see, we're gonna have to mute it down with, and I got some color in another color. Clean that real good. Okay, I'm gonna mute this down with some neutral tint, and all it is a gray color. and you can use it as a shadow, but its purpose is to mute, like mute the tense down. Now we're looking more rusty. And let's see how that looks. Is that rusty? Let's put some burnt sienna in there. Let's see if that's um, okay. I know what I gotta do. Let's uh has anybody ever heard of a shoe pick? It's too much nutrient. A shoe pick is a type of fish that we catch here in Louisiana. My dad used to take us shoe picking off on the side of the road when we were growing up. And I remember one time we went and we were catching fish one after the other after the other. But then it started pouring down rain. So my mom and dad jumped in the truck and made us, because I have an older sister and a younger brother. I'm a middle child. They made us get up underneath the truck because we rode to the fishing spot in the back of the truck. So they made us underneath the truck to wait until the weather passed so we can go back fishing. So that's what we did. We got up under the truck and we waited for the weather to pass. Tell you what, though, we had fried fish for supper that night. Want that to go in that tree. You remember, Kenny? Yes, indeed. We're gonna have to talk, you and I, one of these days. A lot of people didn't eat that kind of fish. They call that a trash fish. They threw it back, but we did, and it was good eating if you knew how to cook it. Yes, indeed. I was all up over in that, Kenny. I sure was. You know it. I was as tomboy as they come, girl. Yes, indeed. My dad used to take us. We, I really did have a good childhood life. My daddy did. He drank a lot, but he also did a lot with us. I mean, he used to take us into the swamp in a with a pirogue. We used to walk, and he used to pull a pirogue, and we used to go with our crawfish nets and put the crawfish nets out and catch our own crawfish. That was fun. He used to, you see, me being the middle child. My little brother's 5 years older than me, so I was a tomboy. My dad used to take me all over with him. When my little brother was born, it was all nice and dandy when he was a little baby, but when he started growing up, he started taking my place. My daddy would take him instead of me. I have to stay home and do the girly stuff. And boy, did I hate that. I wanted to be out there right there with him. I'm sorry I'm not watching the chat if y'all saying anything. Let me go back and see if I missed something. Uh, oh, I'm sorry, Rochelle. You probably going already, but bye. No, girl, let me some fried fish. Jackson and I used to go all the time before I got my root canal crap done. Yeah, you're right, Kenny. And now they sell tilapia all over. All when you get fried fish, that's usually what you get when you go to a restaurant and stuff. Oh, me a girl, eat that up. Yes, indeed. You can't get much better than catfish. Yes, indeed, Jacqueline. I hear that. Give it to me. You don't want your tilapia? I'll take it. I'll take it. Just like the shoe pick. You don't want it? Bring it here. I'll take it with no problem. The thing with shoe pick was you had to. It was the meat got soft real quick, so you had to it got mushy. You had to get home. You couldn't let the fish die. You had to get home and clean it right away and fry it right away for it to be good. Or my mom used to take uh she used to take the fish, the meat from the fish, and she used to boil it. And my uh she used to boil the fish with some potatoes, and she used to make some fish patties. She she'd boil the potatoes and she'd boil the fish in seasoning. Don't ask me what kind of seasoning, just salt and pepper, and I know she had green onions in it and all that good stuff. And she used to mix all that together like you were mixing up ground meat. And I don't want to get rid of this color because I'm gonna put another. I will use it again. Let's see. whole lot thought about them fish patties, and I'll be right back after I dry this roof. All right, that was quick. That didn't take long. It's all right. Okay. I keep want to go into detail, but I don't want to do that. I'm a, I want to put a. I wanted to try to put a wash on everything this first go round and start detailing. I should be able to finish detailing my next stream, maybe. Uh, okay, so let's turn this around. So getting back to those fish patties. My mama used to mix the potatoes. They would she would cook them to the consistency of the same thing that you would use to make potato salad. And I don't know if y'all even uh wait, how do I want this to go? I don't want. Let's see. Put that note. And she would mix it together, like I said, like she was mixing ground meat, and she'd make them into balls, and then she put look, I'm doing like this, like I'm showing y'all with my hands. She used to make them into balls, and then she used to flatten them out like you do hamburgers, you know, and she'd bread them with cornmeal and stuff, and flour seasoning, and then she'd put them on a cookie sheet with some wax paper. She'd put them all on cookie sheets, and then she'd put wax paper on top, and then she put them in the freezer, and she let them fry. I mean, let them fry. She let them freeze, and then we used to when we would get hungry, you after they would freeze, she used to take them out the freezer and off the cookie sheets, and she'd put them in Ziploc bags. And when we needed them, she'd take them out as we needed them. Um, I see. I can't talk and tell a story and do stuff at the same time. I get all discombobulated. Let me go change this old dirty water I'm using. And I have y'all in my ears, so I'm taking y'all with me. Y'all can still see me, the thing, but y'all can't. Y'all can still hear me. Well, she used to put those shoe pick pads in a Ziploc bag after they were frozen, and all we had to do when we wanted to have a shoe pick patty is take them out the Ziploc bag and fry them up. Put them in between two. Put them in between buns like a hamburger, and that was a delicatessen. Delicatessen. How you say that? Man, delicatessen. Delicacy. It is delicatessen. That was a delicacy when we were growing up. But now the shoe pick patties are the shoe pick patties are or the shoe picks are gone. You can't catch them anymore like you used to be able to because they started using the shoe pick to take the eggs out of to sell as caviar. So they take they catching the fish and they throwing the fish away and just keeping the fish eggs to sell to the rich people as caviar for caviar. So now we can't catch them anymore, or it's very few and far between that you'll go and catch some shoe pick. Okay, let's see. Now, what color am I gonna make this house? Let's see. Let me see. I want to see. I have another set of colors right here, and I just wanted to see if I had a different brown. This Da Vinci paints, and this is schmink. I wanted to see if I had a different brown that would match better with what I need. I want a light brown, but not like this. Like I got it. I got the perfect combination. Perfect combination. Let's see. I'm gonna use sepia. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one right there. I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna just lighten it down a lot, because I want it light. Put this right here just in case that paint decides it wants to come over on my end, because I don't want it to come over on my end just yet. And I'm gonna use this pipette right here to grab some water to put on my palette right here, so I don't dirty up the water that I just went clean. Stir that up, and we're gonna see how that's gonna look, because I want a light brown. I may have to add yellow to it. Yeah, you see, that's the color I wanted. That's different than that. You see the different tone. This is a warm brown. This is a cool brown. That's what I wanted better. All right, let's go. Okay, Robin, thank you for coming. Are there any mods in the house? Oh, there you are, Beck. If everybody's gonna head out and go to Dee Dee's, though, I may have to shut it down. I only had 17 people here. It is 7 o'clock, so that is 2 hours. So if y'all want, we can pick up from here. Um, what is it today? Wednesday. We could pick up from here Friday. That I don't have a problem with that either. Y'all want to keep going, or y'all want to wait until Friday? Hello. Did my thingy get stuck? Hey, Joey. You got to go too, Mia? I mean, it has been 2 hours. So, oh, I thought she said she was going to head out now, going to join Dee Dee and her friends on Twitter. Keep going. I'm down if y'all are. I mean, I just don't want to. I mean, Lord knows I ain't gonna keep people away from Dee Dee. She's been doing this long enough. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna just put a layer of this on here. And this is just gonna be on the house part. It's not gonna go onto the brick. If I remember correctly, that those were gray. My mom took her picture back because she didn't trust me. She thought I would lose it, so she took it back because I had finished my picture and um I was having surgery on my wrist and she just wanted her picture back. So I could have always making a copy of it. I didn't even think about that, but oh, okay, okay. Oh no, Becky, no. Are you going to, Kenny? Joey, I know, and I'm so sorry. I explained all that earlier. I'm so, 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 so sorry. But everything is okay, though. It turned out, he said it was probably just from my eyes being strained. First thing I thought of was high pressure, but no, that was good. And everything else checked out good. So I guess I'll do the door the same color too. And I'll just make it when I do go back and do the how in the world? I don't know how I'm gonna do um what I'm gonna do is windows. How do you watercolor windows? That might be something I'm gonna have to look up. I don't remember ever seeing girl. Hey, Katie cat. Becky, you don't need to be telling everybody all that. I said I was sorry. Mm, you made me cry. Becky. Trust me, you was not as worried. Well, I was. Yeah, I was worried too. The only thing that kept going through my mind. I mean, you know how they say that life flashes in front of your face when you feel like you being threatened of, like you feel like you. The only thing I could think of was my dad and his stroke and my grandbaby, my new grandbaby, and I was gonna. That was my luck. It was just right have a new grandbaby and then die of a Lord knows what it was. But I didn't have pain. That's the thing. My eyesight just went. That's why I thought it was high blood pressure. But no, he said no. I mean, my blood pressure was not high. Me too, Sue. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My mom had a triple bypass when she was 47 years old, and I'm 51, so I already feel like I'm living on borrowed time. I was worried too, Becky. I'm not gonna lie. And Pat was already asleep. I never even, I swear on my life, I did not even remember that. And I said that at the beginning of the stream. You weren't in here yet, but I don't even remember leaving a message on there that my vision had gone, or my vision was blurry, or whatever. I hadn't even remembered that I had left that on there. And then I get up this morning and look at my phone, and I had about 103 texts from calls and texts from Sky, and about 1,000 and whatever text messages and calls from Becky. I'm like, what in the world is going on? And then when I started reading the messages, I was like, oh my God. No, I didn't. I was like, oh my God. Yes, I did. So I blame it on like just plain out exhaustion too. Becky's voice always puts me to sleep. It never made me go blonde before. Isn't it true, Kenny? I mean, I was so yeah, I was scared, but I wasn't about to with Jackson. Last time we went to the emergency room here in Thibodeau, um, we got there. I don't know what time it was in the morning, 9:30, 10 o'clock, and we didn't get out of there. Well, I think it was about 10 or 10:30 in the daytime, and we didn't get home till like 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock that night. And that was not that long ago. I was having chest pains, but they did all kind of tests and all that came back good too. Jackson and I, we spend enough time in the doggone hospitals. It's time for that shit to end. Oh, look right here. Let me see if I can get my chisel brush and get that up. see if I can find it. Show y'all something neat if it works. If it's all right, you see how this brown went outside line right here? Let's see if I could get that up with this chisel brush without putting my hand in. And all this is a little brush. It's a little brush with stiff bristles on it. So basically what it does is that it just scrubs the color off of the top of the paper. And some papers, that's another reason why paper comes before paint and paintbrushes. Spend the money on the good paper. Paint and paintbrushes can come later if you decide it's a medium that you want to. See how that just lifted off of there? Now after it's dried all the way, it's not going to do that, but and I'm going to have to touch that up with some, or I may not. I may just leave it like that. Same thing happened down here. And it just lifts right off. All right. I didn't even know Survivors was still a thing. So that still comes on TV? Okay. All right. I'm going to put y'all back on mute and I'm going to dry the house. That sounds funny. I'm going to dry the house. But I'll be back in a second. I'm going to dry the house. Okay, I'm back. So y'all catch me up to speed now. Twitter has a chat thing also. You can go chat on Twitter. That goes to show how much I know. I don't, and my phone, the reason it goes on do not disturb at that time of night is because of the crazy calls that we get from the people that over intoxicate themselves. That call in the middle of the night over stupid, crazy stuff that we have no control of. They know that Jackson's phone is, if it's an emergency that they can't handle, which it's usually not, that Jackson's phone's always on. Uh-oh, Becky. Are y'all okay? Do you have a place to get if it gets, do y'all get tornadoes and stuff over there? Thank you, Joey. Oh, okay, Marticia. But it's not like a live stream type deal. It's gonna look a whole lot better, Sue, Joey, once I start putting the details in it because I'm gonna I'm not finished with it. This is just the first wash. Let's see. Let me paint this little cactus. No, it's not a cactus. I don't know what you call it. Jackson would know what you call it. Y'all do get tornadoes? Okay, so you have somewheres to go if something. How are you gonna know if one's coming? I mean, would you be able to get down there quick enough? And the only reason I'm asking is because we didn't know what a tornado was around here years and years ago, but it seems like in the last couple of years they've been closer and closer to home. They had one in a small town called Pankerville that destroyed. the- I mean, it took down a whole hardware store and a whole neighborhood. We get hurricanes down here, and we don't need no horns to tell us they coming. We at least we get a far enough warning in advance. Let me make this little flower right here. I use this May green. This green is called May green. Huh, for real. I'm not making that up. They named the paint after our own May. I'm sorry I get quiet when I start doing little stuff. Concentration. That's scary. I don't mind bad weather, but when the wind starts blowing, I can take lightning, thunder, rain. It can rain all the time as far as I'm concerned. But the wind, uh-uh, I don't like the wind. Hi, Connie. Thank you for stopping in, honey bunches. We're just doing a little watercoloring here. The rain is sideways right now because of the wind. Oh, no. Nope, nope, nope. You can have that. It's green. It used to it gets black here, but it never gets green. What is it green from? Like, what makes it green? Joey, have you ever how do they come close to your house?
Becky, that don't sound good, girl. How far are you from the basement? And where are all your babies? Man, I think you're just trying to get me back. Y'all know what this is? This is a makeup brush. Well, it used to be, but it's perfect for stuff like this, just getting off. Lifting. Well, I've never seen a sky turn green from a storm, so y'all really scaring me. It usually just gets pitch black, like pitch black. And the electricity usually 9 times out of 10 usually goes off. We usually, that's a given. We normally lose power. Oh yeah, that's a good place to be upstairs. Of course, that's where your computer is, isn't it? I don't know, Connie. Hi, Connie. By the way, I didn't see you come in. You little sneaky sneak. Morticia, does it look like? Let's see. Does it look like this? The one that comes with the cotton. Oh crap, Ola. Nah, you. I can end my stream, Becky, so you can go take cover. Or I mean, you if you need to jet out, I'm gonna go ahead and paint these stones down here, and I think I'm gonna paint them gray. But I think what I'll do is I'll use a gray, and I'm gonna mix up some gray, and I'll just drop in like some little rusty, some rust color. Okay, so that happens all the time. I thought we would get rain here today, but I don't think we have. As of before the stream, we have had not gotten any. So I don't think we will. All right, and this is a Raphael number 3, and I'm going to go ahead and put some neutral tint right here. And this looks really dark, but watch, I'll show you. It looks really dark, but when you put it down, it's really light. So don't start freaking out on me. Okay. Well, thank you, Becky Lou. I'm sure it's something you ain't done already. Do you have the baby right there with you? Okay. Does he get scared when there's a storm? All right. That's that should be good right there because old saying, kiss, keep it simple, stupid. We're gonna keep it simple. That's what my daddy used to say anyway. I don't know if that's the real old saying. I'm sure it's not stupid, but that's what we were told. My dad called me retard till I was an adult. Joey. And this is the let me raise it up so you can see the let's see if you can see a little bit better. I wish my this camera's not the very best at I mean it's good, don't get me wrong, it's better than most out there, but I have a DSLR that's sitting right above my head that if I could use has so much of a better picture on it, and I guess I'm just spoiled to it. But I hope you can see it. To get so Becca, y'all do get storm. Y'all do have the sirens. That must be scary, especially if it's in the middle of the night to get woken up by by something like that. That is beyond crazy to me. That is like that is crazy. I think I will go ahead and paint the chimney the same way as I just did these stones down here. What y'all think? Like to give it just feels like it needs some kind of contrast, some kind of oh yeah, that's right. You do live right. Um, you have trains that pass right there by you too, don't you? Watch how cool this is. This is what I love. This is what watercolor is all about. Watch. Becky, it's you that has the trains that pass. I love the sound of a train. There's a train that leads from my house. Well, it's in Shriver, not far from where I live. Okay, y'all ready for the magic? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Oh, oh, ah, oh, ah, oh, ah, oh. That's crazy. You never get tired of it. That's too much water. I have to blot some of that off. But anyway, I was saying before I got distracted by the lovely flow of water on the paper. There's a train that runs from us to New Orleans that we always talk about taking to just go and be able to drink without. That's the doorbell, and I'm sure y'all hear our little girl Dixie, Australian Shepherd, is the loudest dog on earth. She, the other two bark, I think, just because she barks, and Lord have mercy, she's loud. I'm sorry about that, you guys. That only means that somebody either pulled into the driveway or they heard the FedEx man drive in front of the house. Um. Oh, Morticia. Oh, poor baby. How do you sleep with that? I guess now you you learn how to sleep through it. I guess, huh?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus. Oh, thank you. Jerry's Autorama. What did I order from Jerry's Autorama? Well, I said I wasn't gonna open any more Happy Mail on here, so I'm not. Okay, I have to dry the fireplace. I'll be right back. I'm putting you on mute. Hold on. Okay, got you back on. All right, now I'm gonna put another layer of this on here. Becky, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I don't want to make anybody. One, two, three, one, two, three. I gotta make sure I'm getting the right color. Let's see. Okay. Okay, I'm hold on. I'm gonna open it. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I do want to put another color on this chimney because it looks too light for me. And you could barely even tell on. Yeah, it's too light. Let's see what I got. It's not a very big package. It's just a little envelope. So let's see. I think it's some blender pencils, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I'll remember. It's taken awfully long to come if I don't remember what it is. Yeah, it looks like that's the only thing that's in the bag. Some Caran d'Ache. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I ordered some more buff titanium, um, Caran d'Ache buff titanium pencils, but I thought I ordered six. Oh, and this is some more Prismacolor blender pencils. So it's nothing, and I don't know what this must be. This is a free gift because I didn't order that. What is it? Hold on. I like freebies. Hang on. I thought I ordered six, but there's no more in the boxes. So I guess I just ordered five. I'm gonna have to go back and look at my. I like to use these to do blending on light colors. I think you do too, huh? Yeah, I agree. Makes our life complete. What is it? This is Superior Art Colored Pencils. Good to very good light fast ratings for permanent works of art. Vibrant colors are easy to use, blend, shade, and layer. Soft leads release easily onto paper, board, or canvas. 3 millimeter lead is bonded to resist breaking. Leads encased in top quality hardwood to sharpen easily and true. Excellent balance of value, quality and volume for artists of all skills. Set includes 72 vibrant colors. Enjoy this trial sample. The cayenne, am I saying that right? No, I'm thinking the cayenne pepper. It's Cezanne. Oh, look, I ordered six, but I might not have. I may have ordered. I think I was gonna order four, and then I needed something else to put me over the no shipping charge, so I added another one. These just got wow. These look like high quality pencils. The way that I mean, they all do, but these are by Creative Mark, and it's just a trial sample. There's no color names written on the pencils though, so I'll just try these two out one day. Okay, back to see that wasn't excited. It was. Don't get me wrong, it always is. But um, I'm gonna put another layer of gray on here. It's already 7:30. We're gonna end at 8, and unless y'all just let me know when y'all ready to wrap it up. Notice I'm not wetting the paper this time because watercolor lifts. And when you're doing something like this, dry over something that's already painted, you have to make sure that you do it all on one sweep. You can't stop and chat and talk and do the rest because then you'll have one line darker than the other, and that's not going to look very good. So I'm not going to look at the pet chat until I've got it down. And I think while it's still wet with gray, I'm going to mix in a little bit of this rust color. I just love the way watercolor levels out on its own. Like when you put it on a paper. You don't have to worry about doing any blends or. Okay, now I'm just going to randomly go and drop while this is still wet. Go and drop some. Have any big Mother's Day plans for Sunday? I was wondering how people knew how tornadoes were coming that live like down Tornado Alley or whatever, how they were notified. We have the National Weather Service here, but we don't have a siren per se. We have an alert system on TV if you're watching TV. But if you're not watching TV, then you pretty much out of luck because whatever it is, it's coming, and we get like child what you call it, the child, well, Amber Alerts. The light just blinked, so it might be getting bad weather outside also. I could peek out the window. Oh my God, Hurricane Katrina. Morticia, where were you for Hurricane Katrina? Becky, that would be nice, a home cooked meal for you, but I really don't want anything. I mean, not just a phone call from my kids would be. I'd be ecstatic because I hear from my youngest and my oldest only when they need something. My middle child, he's a middle child just like me. My oldest and my youngest looks like my husband. My middle child looks like me and my side of the family. And he is always calling and checking up on me. The other two, I don't hardly see them at all, except for when they need something. If they need something, then they calling me, or if they need money. Hey, Wendy, if you're still here, how are you? I'm sorry, baby, you snuck in. I didn't even see you. I couldn't look up. Um, my head was down in the paint. I couldn't look up. Lived in Oklahoma for 4 years, and they know how to alert everyone and track stuff. That's great. That is great, Katie. That's great because that Oklahoma, that's where all the tornadoes are, right? I use I use an app that show lightning. Yeah, you live in Sweden. You felt Hurricane Katrina in Sweden? That's way over there. Oh, okay, sweetheart. Yes, it was very, very, very devastating. We were out of electricity for 50 days. Um, my I lost my back patio. It flew off. My wooden fence flew like toothpicks all around the neighbor's yard. Okay, Becky, I understand completely. I totally understand. Yeah, the stream's been going on long enough. I mean, I don't want to. If I had built it, it would be the end of the world as we know it. Yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. But it seems like, and I don't want to doomsday, but it seems like everything is getting worse and worse. Though the storms are getting worse. I mean, you're hearing about more natural disasters and tragedies and lives lost. And we just where my husband my husband has a mobile home in his mom's front yard. They have a huge piece of property, and they where his house is, they are not in a flood zone at all whatsoever. I mean, he even once said to me that if his house flooded, that the whole town of Sanama where he lives would be underwater. Well, wouldn't you know, when they had the flood in Baton Rouge and Gonzales and Denham Springs and all that. Well, his mom got 2 inches of water in her house, and the water came right up to before getting into his. He has a double wide mobile home. It his air conditioner went underwater, and the ductwork in his on his uh, house went underwater, and he said it would never happen. So I told him, never say never. Okay, ladies, I think we're gonna stop for now. The only thing I didn't do a wash on. Well, I didn't do these bricks right here. Oh, yes, I did. Did I? Let's see. That's easy because I still have some of this mixed. Let me just throw that in there right there because I'm gonna have to be getting off of here. It's getting late and I've been on since 5 o'clock. So I think I think that's good enough. Y'all got enough of me. And I'm sure Jackson's just jonesing for me because he it's like he's a little lost puppy when he's by himself. He don't know what to do. He doesn't work out of the house. I mean, besides the boy does a lot of maintenance at the bar, but other than that, we're always together. And when I come in here and do arts and crafts, he's by himself in the front. He don't like that at all. So I think we're gonna finish. We're gonna stop right here, and we'll pick up from here Friday at 5 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye, Kimmy. Bye, everyone. I'm so glad y'all were able to come. Okay, who's Faith? Um, somebody's streaming right now. You're very welcome, Marticia. Oh, she's streaming right now. Well, I'm gonna go set my I'm gonna go set in the living room with my headphones and okay, good. Well, I'll see y'all there then. Thanks for coming. Thanks. I appreciate y'all being here. And I will see y'all Friday. And I hope everybody has a good night. Thank y'all. Till later. And don't forget to smile because smiles are contagious. Thank you guys. Good night.